should see it there now. So depending on your device, I don't know what device you guys are using, but you shouldn't be using a phone. The worst thing to do is to have class on a phone. You don't really see what's going on, but you may be able to see. So this question says, twins Tammy and Tina have been collecting keychains for the last 2 years. Tammy has 38 and Tina has 12 more than Tammy. If Tammy wants the two sisters to have the same number of keychains, what percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? So let's take a break there because there's a lot of T's in that there, a lot of alliteration. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. Remember, when you're doing mathematics, most of the times you guys are good at math. You guys are good at math, and I believe that. But sometimes they try to trick you because the language gets a little tricky. So you're trying to figure out what you need to add, what you want to multiply, what you want to divide, what you want to subtract, what you want to do. So let's read it again. Okay? It's going to take a couple seconds off your question in the exam, but you will be able to understand it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yo, what's up? Yeah?
Say blurry.
It blurry? Okay, no problem. Let's try to get something.
Sorry.
Thanks. No problem. No, that's okay. That's okay. If you guys have a question or comment, just let me know in between. So this, I got this from Facebook. Well, I didn't get it from Facebook. Right? I didn't see it. Someone else said do this question tonight, which thought was interesting. Right? So we're gonna look at this question again. It says twins Tammy and Tina, right, have been collecting keychains for the last 2 years. Tammy has 38 and Tina has 12 more than Tammy. If Tammy wants the two sisters to have the same number of keychains, what percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? So, again, I'm not responsible for the quality of this photo because whoever took it, I didn't take this photo, right? I didn't take this photo. So, what we're going to do right now, a couple of things going on in this question, a couple of topics are going on here. So if you know a topic that is in this question, we know that this is like a combination type question, there's definitely what going on here. Talk to me. You have a type of sharing. Is it equal or unequal? Any ideas? Unequal, perfect. It's going to be unequal. Now, I am recording this video, but I am not, I'm seeing you guys and interacting you guys on my tablet, but you'll see the recording as to what I see. Okay, so I'm not going to show anybody names publicly on this, right? Perfect. So unequal sharing. So there is some unequal sharing going on because in unequal sharing, one person is going to get more, one person is going to get less. And right now it's unequally shared because Tina, let me underline that important part here. Tina has 12 more than Tammy. So whatever Tammy has, Tina has 12 more than that. Okay, so let's say we use the bar method. Okay, let's say we use the bar method. And we say, well, let's say for example, this is going to be, let me use a solid bar. Let's say for example, this is going to be Tammy. Let's say this is going to be Tammy, right? T-A-M-M-Y, that's going to be Tammy. And Tammy has how many keychains? How many keychains does Tammy have? Look into the question and tell me how many keychains Tammy has. 38. Perfect. So Tammy has 38 keychains. Alright, awesome. I'm going slow, right? I'm going very slow. So I don't want you guys to understand this question alone. I want you guys to understand this question and the questions that may come just like it. Okay? So you have Tammy on the left and you have Tina. They sound like sisters. I know. They could be. They are sisters. Yeah, my bad. They are sisters. Maybe they're identical. I don't know. Who knows? So yes, we have Tammy on the left and Tina on the right. Now Tammy has 38. So let me just put 38 here. So Tammy has 38 keychains. You don't need to write keychains, just 38. And Tina, look at this underlying thing here. They're identical sisters. Oh, they are twins. Right, cool, perfect. Just checking. Good. Twins, they're identical sisters. Okay, so Tina has 12 more than Tammy. I know that you're reading the question. Very good. So Tina has 12 more than Tammy. So Tina would have 38. Tina would have 38 as well as an additional 12. Yeah? Right? Tina would have 38 as well as an additional 12. So this is the bar method. I'm using colors because, you know, it's easy to understand. But I know you guys, if you're using the bar method, you'll be using black and white. Okay? Right? So for the purposes of this code, I'm going to use colors. So Tina has an additional 12. So the bar method is a way of working these questions. It helps you to visualize and see what's really going on. So you say Tina has 12 more than Tammy. The question says, if Tammy wants the two sisters...
I'm not hearing you.
This Wi-Fi just hit it. I don't know. You guys hear me now? Pretty good on my side. Yeah? USS, yeah. Alright, hear me now? Everybody hear me now? Testing 1, 2. If you could hear me, put 1, 1, 1 in the chat. You can hear me, put 1, 1, 1 in the chat.
So I still not hearing you.
Take a reload now.
If you're talking.
Take a reload because people are hearing me. So, people are hearing me, so you reload the page. I cannot happen already with you. People are hearing me, so reload. Reload your page. Yeah. Right? Good. So if Tammy wants the two sisters to have the same number of keychains, what percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? So first of all, before we even do the percentage, we need to understand that there needs to be equal sharing first. So Tammy wants the two sisters to have the same number of keychains. Because she has less, she probably said, we are twins, you might as well have the same number of keychains. So, what percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? So, if I take our red arrow, we need some keychains to move from Tina to go to Tammy. Yeah? Okay? So, therefore, the twin sisters will have the same amount of keychains. Alright? Now, we have Tammy have 30. We have Tammy having 38. We have Tina having 38 as well as 12 extra. How many keychains should Tina give to Tammy? How much do you think? Just by looking at it. How many keychains do you think Tina should give or hand over to Tammy to make it equal? Yeah. 36. Yeah, pretty much 6. Don't write 666 in chat, right? Okay, yeah, pretty much 6, right? So, 6 keychains must move from Tina over to Tammy. Alright, so that's pretty good. So therefore, I'm just going to write a little statement. You know, I know sometimes you're moving away from statement, but I am going to write statement so you guys can understand. Right? You may or may not be doing this as working when you're actually doing the exam. You may not need to do this, but I am doing it for everybody to understand. So I'm going to write 6 keychains moved from Tina to Tammy. Alrighty. I'm writing it out so you guys can understand. Yeah? So you guys can get the picture and the recording as well. Alright. Now, this is 6 out of how many keychains? So Tina, listen to me very carefully. This is the most important part of the question. Listen to me very carefully. I'll say it twice in case there's a lag or whatever with the internet. 6 keychains will move from Tina to Tammy. 6 out of how many keychains will move from Tina? 6 out of how many keychains will move from Tina? So Tina had to say, hey Gil, you want some of my keychains? I have so much. And I need to give you 6 and we will be equal. Good. So this is 6 out of 50. How we got 50? How did we get 50? We got 50 because it was 38 plus 12. Put a 111 in the chat if you understand that. We got 50 keychains as a total of Tina because that would be 38 out of 12. Alright? Okay, pretty good. I think everybody okay with that. So this is 6 out of 50. So Tina, at the end of it all, Tina has moved 6 out of 50 keychains. I'll write keychains because that's the unit we're working with today, right? Keychains. Good. You may not need to write this in the exam. I'm just writing it for you to understand. In case you want to revise this question or questions like it. And finally, the question says, the actual question, but underline that. The question said, I'll box it off. Most important thing, always look at your question. Make sure you answer the question. The question is, what percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? I'll read it again because these T words could tie people up. No pun intended. What percent of Tina's keychains right? What percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? No, you don't have to write statement. I am doing statement so you would understand when you're revising this question. Okay? I'm doing it for you to understand. I'm writing out the thought process. But if you're doing a question, you would necessarily need to write that statement. Okay? So yeah. So when we're dealing with percent, when you're dealing with percent, what does the word percent means? Percent, go to a different color here.
200?
Yeah, sometimes when students see red, they get kind of scared. I don't know why. Percent means per 100. So when we're dealing with percent, we mean per 100. I don't know what school you went to, if you like, Elijah. I don't know what school you went to. I don't know what they teach or how they teach. Or people have different ways. People use different textbooks and all kind of different stuff, different past papers. Everything is different. But generally, percent means 100. So if somebody tells me, Aidan, if Aidan tells me, so I get 78% in an exam, right? Okay? I am thinking to myself to get 78 out of 100. Okay? You don't need to tell me it's 78 out of 100%. I know once you say percent, it's out of 100. Okay? If Jalen tells me he gets 97% in an exam, I know it's out of 100 because it's percent. Per 100. Cent means 100. We have 100, somebody write it in the chat. I probably said this before, but I get tired of me saying this. Cent, okay, means 100. So there's 100 cents in a dollar, 100 years in a century. If a cricketer scores 100 runs, he scored a century. A centipede has 100 legs, okay? So anything dealing with cent, it's supposed to be out of 100. So percent means out of 100. So therefore, the question is, what percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? So my girl Tina gives 6 out of 50 keychains. And I want to change that to a percentage. So when you change something to a percentage, what do? You can unmute or you can write it in the chat. When you want to change something to a percentage, right, you multiply by, you guys agree with mommy, what she said? Like she could be wrong, you know. So make sure to check for yourself. I don't like one person to answer. I don't like when one person answers. I want to get everybody on board. Yeah, right? When you want to convert something to a percent. Good. Right. Yeah, pretty much. So you have multiply by 100 over 1. I'm moving very slow here. Almost finished. Almost finished with this question. So, some people know the trick, some people don't. I'm going to show you the trick. Okay? You don't necessarily need to do 6 multiplied by 100, which would give you 600. And then do a big working and say 600 divided by 50. You don't have to do that. You can cross out these zeros. Once these zeros are outside, yeah, cancel. So some schools use the word cancel, some schools use the word cross multiply. People have different vocabulary. It's the same thing. So what you can do, you could say, hey, a zero outside here, boy. Boom. Cross that one and match it with one below here. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So now I have a 6 as a numerator here, 5 as a denominator here, a 10 as a numerator here, and a 1 as a denominator here. Okay? Can I simplify this further? Yes, I can. I can say, hey, a number 5 times tables, right? So 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 10 is 2. Right? So therefore, I have now is 6 here as a numerator. I just see that there. Okay. I have 6 as a numerator here, 1 as a denominator there, right? 2 as a numerator here, and 1 as a denominator there. So therefore, finally, I can say 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. And this 12 is 12 over 1. Boom. We have 12%. And what is the symbol for percent? What is the symbol for percent? It looks like this. Yeah. It's good to know it on the keyboard, but you need to know how to write it on the paper, right? Okay, because you're not going to be typing in the exam. Remember that. So make sure your handwriting is clean and clear, and you guys can write as fast as you need to. Okay, no typing in the exam. Maybe it will be one day, but not right now. So yeah. So your answer is 12%. So at the end of the day, Tina had to give Tammy 12% of her keychains for the twin sisters to have an equal number of keychains. Do you have any questions on this? Or we good? If you're good, put 111 in the chat. If you're not good, put 222 in the chat. If you are good with this question, put 111. 222 means let me go over it a second time, and you'll be good. Elijah, now jump in the dance there. I have no idea what's 333. No, really. That's 222. Alright? Elijah, now jump in and he understand it. Elijah, how are you going tonight? Right? Cool. So, go over it again? Okay, cool. Alright, let's go, no problem. I want to show you how to do this because you guys may never see this question again. But you are going to get questions like this. Okay? You might not get Tammy or Tina, you might get Jim and John. Yeah, something similar. Right? So that is why I'm taking my time to do this. So again, let's go. So twins Tammy and Tina have been collecting keychains for the last 2 years during COVID, apparently. Tammy has 38 keychains and Tina has 12 more than Tammy. So when we read that, Tammy has 38 and Tina has 12 more than Tammy. And we drew it here. We used the bar method. The bar method here. Another school calls it a different thing. I can't remember it right now. But yeah. Right? So the bar method shows you the equality, and you could use different bars to show how much more or how much less each person or each factor has. So we have Tammy having 38 keychains and Tina having 38 keychains as well, because Tina has 12 more. So that's why I use the blue and I show that both of them have 38 in them. And Tina, I put an extra one on top, which is the purple, just to show, hey, Tina has 12 more. So there is some unequal sharing going on there. We have Tammy having 38 and Tina's bars being higher than hers. Tina has 12 more. So these twin sisters, I guess they like to do everything equal, right? What kind of imagination running here? But we are creative writers too, right? Okay? Right? So yeah. So Tina wants to equalize everything. So Tina now has to give Tammy a certain number of keychains. So they could both of them have the same number of keychains. And we saw that that was going to be 6 because if you have 12 extra and Tina just gives 6 to Tammy, well then both of them would have the same amount of keychains. Now the question says, if Tammy wants the two sisters to have the same number of keychains, what percent? So they just pull that out there. More maths to do. More stuff to test you on. What percent of Tina's keychains must Tina give Tammy? And we found that to be 6. So Tina gave 6 keychains out of 50. So Tina had 50 keychains and she said, here sis, I'm going to give you 6. So we will be equal. So Tina took 6 out of 50. And the question says, what percent? When we deal with percentages, we deal with out of 100. Percent means out of 100. So we can say percent means per 100. 6 over 50, 6 keychains over 50 keychains, that percentage multiplied by 100 over 1. And therefore, we got 12%. And this is your percentage sign. Okay? Make sure when you're doing your percentage sign, it looks like a percentage sign. You see all kind of percentage sign. Make sure to have a sharp pencil when you're writing the exam. Okay? Right? Do have a fat point pencil point. It doesn't look good, especially if you're writing at a speed. Okay? I'm just saying. Right? Okay? So are we good with this question now? Yeah? We good? It looks bad. The question looks bad? Oh, you mean you handwriting? Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. We're good. Yeah, Sarah, I catch you. I counted 17 T's in that question. Yeah, this is alliteration. I don't know if this is in the syllabus or not. I haven't seen that in the syllabus of poetry. But alliteration is the play on consonants. Assonance would be the play on vowel sounds. So like Peter Piper picked a pack of peppers from the pepper tree. Something like that.